Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. This morning's class is a fun, fast, flowy Vinyasa flow, which is going to help lead you into your splits. So if your splits is something that you're wanting to work on or you have been working on, then this is a perfect class because the sequence is going to stretch out the hips, it's going to stretch out the hamstrings, and then we will have our splits pose at the end. So it's a really wonderful way to work into them, keeping it fun and flowing. So grab your mat, grab some water, we will get started. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to stay updated. I post out 3 new yoga videos every week, so that way you can stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, my lovelies, we're gonna start our class in child's pose. So just open out the knees, let the arms slide forward, and keep this a nice active child's pose if you can. So your elbows are staying lifted, just the palms, the forehead, and the shins and the tops of the feet are resting onto the mat. Just want you to take some nice big deep breaths, filling up the belly on your inhale and letting go on the exhale. Let's just take this pose to arrive on our mats today, to arrive at this practice. Letting the past melt away, letting the future melt away. It's been and gone, it is yet to arrive. We're allowing our mind to arrive in the sweet present moment, in that place of peace for our mind and for our body. 3 more big deep breaths in and out of the belly. And keeping your hands and knees where they are, just inhale, come forward. We're going to open up the front of the hips. So you're going to keep a nice flat back and you're just going to gently let your hips drop until you feel that stretch across the front of the hips. Then exhale, round all the way back down to your heels. Inhale, draw forward, opening up the hips. And exhale, all the way back. 2 more, inhale, draw forward. Relaxing into the hips. Guiding them towards the front of the mat. And then exhale, all the way back to the heels. Last one, inhale, draw forward. Pausing here, really find that stretch. You might want to open the chest a little bit here, but we're just not arching into the lower back. Just keep your lower back nice and flat. Then on your next exhale, start to walk your knees underneath your hips. Round into the spine. Draw your chin to the chest, tailbone underneath the body. And then coming into neutral spine. Right foot is going to step to the outside of the right hand. Take your time to get it there, and don't worry if you're feeling quite tight or very early on into our practice. Relax the hips forward, make sure your knees over the ankle. And we're going to find some lizard circles. So you might be able to bring big circles into the hips. You have to slightly extend into that right hamstring, so you might feel a pull here into the belly of the hamstring, which is good. So we're starting to open up the hip flexors and the hamstring. So again, if you're quite tight in the hips, those circles are going to be much smaller. And it's really nice to close the eyes here and just feel into the body. Breathe into those circles. Change directions. And don't worry about how this looks, just focus on how it feels. And we're holding in our lizard pose. So you can stay on the hands, take a couple of breaths here, or you can start to work down to the forearms. Either one forearm or both forearms, and that right knee can start to drop away to the side. You've got 5 deep breaths here. Let's just get a little more open into those hips. And slowly making your way back to the hands if you're on the forearms. Draw your hips back, extend your right leg behind you. Shake it out. And switch sides. Moving straight into those lizard circles. Connecting to your body here, so your awareness is on those legs, on the hips, noticing, aware of, not judging, all of the different sensations that arise. Change directions. And hold in stillness, and maybe you come down to your forearms. Maybe that left knee wants to drop away. 5 breaths here. Slowly coming back to the hands, draw your left leg back and shake it out behind you. Tuck the toes underneath, inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a moment to walk out your dog. Finding some length into the hamstrings, notice how they feel. And we're going to deepen that stretch into the hamstrings whilst we're in our down dog. If it's too much at any point, just stay in your down dog with both feet down. You're going to take your right toes to the back of your left heel and use those right toes to draw your left heel down. And you should feel that stretch deepen through the left hamstring. And switch sides, left toes back of the right heel. Keep melting your chest towards the thighs. And slowly coming all the way back to down dog. Send the gaze to your hands and start to walk your feet forward. You can lift onto your fingertips. You can lift your hands up if you need to. We're meeting in ragdoll at the top of the mat. Let your body be nice and heavy. Soft bend into the knees. Let it all go here. Take a nice rock, a nice release from side to side. From here, hands coming to the shins or fingertips to the mat. Inhale halfway. Lengthen the spine, open the chest. Exhale, either fingertips stay as they are as you release into forward fold, or your hands can come round the back of the legs, finding a deeper stretch. Inhale, come all the way to standing, palms together. Look up towards the thumbs. And exhale, let it go back into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthening the spine, opening the chest. Stepping back with your right toes, keep them tucked underneath. Slowly lowering your right knee all the way down. You can hold here. Or press your palms together, lift up and out of the hip crease. Drawing your arms up. See if you can lift your gaze up towards the thumbs. Find that nice deep stretch through the right hip flexor, through the quad. Exhale, hands down. Right knee lifts, step back to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, standing, lift the gaze. And exhale back into that fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen the spine, open the chest. Switching sides, stepping back with your left foot this time. Lowering your left knee down. Inhale, rise all the way up, lift up and out of the hip crease. Press your palms together, look up towards the thumbs. Test that balance a little bit. And exhale all the way down, left knee lifts. Step to the top of the mat. Perfect. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms together, lift the gaze. Exhale, back into your fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. This time stepping back with your right foot again, toes tucked underneath, but this time the knee stays lifted. Inhale, press your palms together, high lunge, draw up and out of the hip crease. Press your palms together, maybe you can look back up towards the thumbs. Exhale to lower. Step back to the top of the mat, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms together, lift the gaze. Exhale, let it go back into your fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Same thing, left side, step back with your left toes. Inhale, draw all the way up, lift up and out of the hip crease. See if you can send your gaze up towards the thumbs, nice and strong through the legs. Perfect, exhale. Step to the top of the mat, inhale halfway. One more round and we're going to start to move deeper into the hamstrings. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms together, lift the gaze. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Stepping back with the right toes. Keep them tucked underneath. And extending into that left leg as much as you can. Inhale, lengthen. Nice flat back, chest is open. You're drawing your left hip back in space, you're drawing your right hip forward. Either holding here or on your next exhale, you're folding in towards that left leg. Keep those hips closed, keep that stretch through that left hamstring. Well done, this isn't an easy one. And slowly bending into that front knee, step back to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Either hands on the shins or your fingertips are on the mat. Exhale to fold. Maybe hands around the backs of those legs. Inhale, draw all the way up, standing. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. We're switching sides, so step back with your left toes. On your exhale, start to extend into your right hamstring. The leg does not have to be straight. You want to keep the hips square though, so you're pulling your left hip down and you're drawing your right hip back. Inhale, press your tailbone back behind you, look forward, find length. And exhale, if it's there, you're relaxing as much as you can over that right leg. And slowly bending into the front knee, step back to the top of the mat for the last time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up, inhale, standing. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, stepping back to plank. Knees down and lifted, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. exhale all the way back, down dog. Well done. Take a couple of breaths in your down dog. Hopefully those hamstrings are starting to feel a little more lengthened. On your next inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. We're going to open up the hips. So you're going to stack your right hip over your left hip and drop your right heel to your left glute. The shoulders are going to want to spin, so keep drawing your right shoulder back down in line with the left shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here, nice and strong through the arms. Your right foot is coming between the hands. Back heel turns in, you're going to draw all the way up on an inhale, warrior one. Pulling your right hip back in space, drawing your left hip forward. Keep a bend into the front knee, exhale, hands come down to frame the right foot. Inhale, straighten as much as you can into that right leg. Look forward. If you need to step your back foot in a little closer, you can. And exhale, you're releasing into your pyramid pose. We're going to do that 2 more times. So you're going to bend into the front knee, inhale, draw all the way up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Maybe straightening out into that right hamstring if it's there. And then exhale back into that fold. One more time, bending into the front knee. Inhale, draw all the way up, warrior one. Keep that bend into the front knee. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Straightening into that right leg. Keep pulling that left hip down, and then exhale all the way down, pyramid pose. Take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to transition into standing split. So start to shift your weight into your right foot, little bend into the knee. Walk the hands forward underneath the shoulders. Left leg floats up. We're going to keep the hips square, so we keep this stretch in the hamstring. Nice and active through that back leg. Maybe for a challenge, that right hand comes around the back of that right leg and helps to draw you in. Stay nice and strong here. Focus on that stretch through the hamstring and the strengthening of the legs. And slowly, hands come down. Step as far back as you can. With the left toes, lower all the way down to the left knee. You might need to wiggle that right foot further forward. So we're coming into low lunge from here. Let your hands frame up the right foot. And then exhale, draw your chin to the chest. Let the crown of the head drop. Find a nice deep stretch through the left hip flexor. And slowly starting to extend back into half splits. You might have to walk your hands in a little closer. So when you found that half splits position, I want you to press your tailbone back behind you as you inhale. So you're stretching, you're lengthening all of the muscles through the back of the leg. Your chest opens. You either hold here or you exhale down into your fold, keeping that length through the spine. A really deep stretch for the hamstrings. And this is the position that we want to be thinking about when we come into our splits. We want to feel the stretch all the way through the hamstring. Quite often, our hips will open so that we can come further down. I'm guilty of that as well, or I have been in the past. But we want to try and keep the hips as square as possible. So if you're not ready to find your splits today, then that's fine. You can just stay in half splits and maybe alternate between low lunge and half splits. Otherwise, you're going to slide your right foot all the way forward, or as far as it will go. Feel free to grab blocks. Sliding your left foot back. Try and keep your hips square. Notice whether your hips start to open, and then draw that left hip back in. And just come down as far as your body feels comfortable. If you're in your full splits and you're wanting to work on closing the hips a little bit more, then you can bring your left hand to your left hip, draw it down. Try and stay nice and lifted. And you're just going to hold whatever your body is here. Finding complete acceptance. there's any pain coming out, listen to your body. You've got 5 deep breaths. Well done. Slowly, slowly, slowly coming out. Draw that right leg in, and you're making your way back into your low lunge. Hands frame the right foot. Tuck the back toes underneath, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment in that down dog. That right leg is going to hopefully feel a little more lengthened than the left leg. We're going to sort that out. We're going to switch sides. So on your inhale, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, open your hips, drop your left heel to your right glute. Keep those shoulders nice and square. And then slowly place that left foot between the hands. Inhale, draw all the way up, warrior 1. Hips facing forward. You're going to keep that bend into the front knee. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, halfway lengthen as you straighten into that left hamstring. If you need it, your back foot walks a little closer in. Exhale, back into your fold. We're going to do this 2 more times just to work deeper into the back of the leg. So draw your knee over the ankle. Inhale, rise all the way up. Embrace the wobbles. Exhale down. Inhale, lengthen both the spine and the leg. And exhale to fold. Inhale, draw all the way up. Warrior 1. Just for a breath. Your exhale takes you back down. Inhale, lengthens. And exhale, you fold, pyramid pose. Not forcing anything, just simply relaxing the upper body, letting gravity do the work for you. And slowly we're coming into those standing splits. You're shifting your weight into your left foot, hands walk forward. Right leg floats behind you as you drop your body in. If you need it, that left hand comes round the back of that left leg to help deepen the stretch. Stay nice and active. Keep those hips closed as much as they will want to open. Breathing nice and strong through the back of that leg. And then slowly step back with those right toes. Lowering all the way down to the right knee. Hands frame the left foot. On your exhale, you're going to relax over that left leg, chin to the chest, crown of the head drops, finding your low lunge. And exhale, extending back, half splits. Use props if you need them, or just walk your hands in a little closer. Inhale is going to press that tailbone back behind you, open your chest forward. If it's there, exhaling into that fold. Our last stretch, guys, before our splits on our left side, and then we're coming down to seated. You can choose to hold it here. Alternate between the two, or you're going to slide that left leg forward, right leg back. Use props if you need them. Try and keep that right hip drawing down. And again, you can take your right hand to your right hip, which is what I like to do because naturally they want to open, and just keep twisting that right hip down. Or another way to do it is keep your back toes tucked underneath, so that your legs are staying active and you can keep those hips square. Accept wherever your body is here. Let's try and find a little bit of stillness in the mind. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of discomfort, but as long as there's no pain, just breathe into this pose. Surrender to your splits. And slowly, well done. You're going to sit over to your left side, or however you need to get out of those splits, guys. Draw your right leg forward and shake out the legs. And we'll just finish with a forward fold. Just an extra stretch for the hamstrings, why not? Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. You're going to either reach your hands around the backs of the knees, over the tops of the toes, or you can use a strap. Same movement here of pressing your tailbone back behind you and opening your chest forward as you inhale. Maybe this is enough. Or maybe you can keep that length through the spine as you exhale into your forward fold for 5 breaths. Slowly release on an inhale. And you're gently going to come down to your back, bringing the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open. We're going to finish in a reclined butterfly pose. If this is too much for the hips, you're going to draw your legs back together, straighten them out, or keep your knees bent. Let your hands rest on your belly. Let your body relax. Reward it for its hard work during this practice. Splits is not easy. And just let go of the practice. Let go of whatever did or didn't happen. Just feeling deep gratitude that you arrived on your mat to dedicate this time to both the body and the mind. Stay with your breath and just keep relaxing into your exhale, letting go. And then slowly, one at a time, start to draw your knees together. Maybe give them a little rock from side to side. Or hug the knees in. Whatever you need to do before we come back to seated. Take your time. And we'll just meet with the hands at the heart center. I just want you to bow your head down to your heart in gratitude for this practice, for this life, and for the next. Namaste.